Yesterday, we were talking about the problems that you have when you do not have a systems mindset, that your business is chaotic. You think you have poor people. You definitely have poor processes. Your outcomes are chaotic and difficult, and it's just not much fun to be an entrepreneur. But there is a better way, and that is this understanding that your results are coming from one place, and that is systems. Literally, systems create results. And when you get this, suddenly business becomes more fun. It becomes more like a game. It's like, oh, hang on. Okay, if I want that result, what's the system that can be implemented to give that result? And there'll be a series of steps in a particular order. And if they're executed, if they're actually done, in the steps are done and they're done in the right order, they will create that result over and over and over. It's like, oh wow, it's almost like magic. It's almost magic. You see, people are very difficult to manage. They're chaotic, they do all sorts of strange stuff, but processes, written processes, when they're done, you get the same result over and over and over. It's almost like moving to a manufacturing pipeline where things are done, except you're managing to do this with people, which is no easy task. But if you do this, suddenly your business results become consistent and you find that you actually have great written processes and you've got great people. Why? Because they're executing on those processes. Stuff's written down. It's like, okay, what do I do? Okay, there's the instructions. And yes, people will get better over time and need the instructions less and less. And you've got to have a way to do that. You've got to make your instructions usable for someone who's never done that task before, usable for someone who's done it a bit, and usable for someone who's done it a lot. The last thing you want is for them to stop using those processes, because if you do that, now they enter into that trap that we discussed yesterday, the SOP cemetery, where they become outdated and not used. But instead, if you've got your team using them, then they've got that opportunity to improve them, to cope with change. So you're actually turning your business into this awesome experience. It's a lot more like a game. It's like, oh, wow, we can train to get better. We can learn how to do different skills. Suddenly you're like Michael Jordan in the Bulls run, winning their 6 premierships. How did they do that? Well, they just got really good at doing the right things over and over and over. And in business, it's the same. It's just by default. You don't get that out of the hat. You don't get it at the starting gates. You don't even need it at the beginning. But when you hit a growth phase where you need to bring on more people and more team, more interaction, and suddenly everything starts breaking down, this is when you do need to know that very simple truth that your results are from your systems. Look at successful people. What do they have? They have a systematic approach, whether it's a morning routine or a meditation practice that they do at 11 a.m., or the way that they eat, the way that they train, the way that they meditate, the way that they interact with their family, regular holidays, planning sessions. All of these are systematically approached to give one thing, and that is the results that they desire. I'm just going through E-Myth, rereading E-Myth for the first time, and they're talking about the entrepreneurial seizure, where people think that just because they can do the work of that business, like the actual technical work, whatever it is, that somehow that qualifies them to run a business. But running a business, suddenly you've got multiple jobs, you've got multiple systems that have to be executed consistently in order to create a business that works. The bad news is it's really hard to do the first time. The good news is you get it once, and suddenly you can redeploy with more people into those same systems. Most of the systems of a business are the same. The actual fulfillment part, that might be very different. But the rest of it, how to do marketing, how to do sales, how to do advertising, how to hire a team, how to review your optics, how to do your accounting, how to play your taxes, how to play your legal game. All of these are very similar across the board for any business. So you get this down, suddenly business shifts from being stressful, difficult, unpleasant to a game that produces money and is fun to play. If that's what you're after, if you're like, yes, I would like this, and you can see that the missing piece is getting your systems on point, then I invite you to head over to systemio.dev, go through the training there, pick up the insights that you need to go, oh, right, I get it. I can see the power of this. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for your continued exploration of how systems and processes create results in business. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. See you then.